Jealousy. It's the dark force that lurks within each of us, an emotion most would rather ignore, deny, or suppress. But what if we embraced it? What if I told you that jealousy, this primal, corrosive feeling, could become your greatest weapon? A weapon not for destruction, but for transformation. You see, jealousy, in its rawest form, reveals your deepest desires, your hidden insecurities, and your unspoken fears. But only those willing to confront this monster, to dissect its motives, can harness the power it offers. When jealousy takes hold, it consumes. It whispers insidious lies, distorting reality, driving us to obsess over the lives, successes, and possessions of others. We become trapped in a relentless loop of comparison, always falling short. It's a psychological torture we willingly inflict on ourselves, yet we pretend to be its victim. We destroy relationships, sabotage our happiness, and let envy fester until it rots everything in its path. In some cases, it even leads to irrational, aggressive behavior, lashing out at those we envy, seeking to tear them down, to feed our own insecurity. But the real tragedy isn't in the external damage jealousy causes. It's in the way it warps our self-perception. It tells us we aren't enough. And worse, it makes us believe it. Jealousy doesn't just scream in the moments of intense competition. It sneaks in quietly, like a shadow creeping in the corners of your mind. You see someone else's success, and there's that sting, a gnawing bitterness you can't quite explain. You might smile and congratulate them, but inside, you seethe. You diminish their accomplishments in private, downplay their hard work to soothe your fragile ego. But deep down, you know. You know that jealousy isn't about them. It's about you. It's about the reflection of your own inadequacies, the glaring spotlight on your fear that you'll never measure up. In friendships, jealousy twists the bond into a tug of war for relevance. You feel threatened when your best friend spends time with someone else, not because you want to lose them, but because their shifting attention exposes your fear of being left behind. In love, jealousy is a ticking bomb, ready to explode at the slightest hint of competition for your partner's affection. And in the workplace, it's the quiet resentment that brews every time a colleague outshines you, making you question your worth, your talent, and your future. But here's the question you need to ask yourself. What is jealousy really telling you? Is it just a symptom of your envy? Or is it pointing to something deeper? Maybe it's exposing the uncomfortable truth that you've been coasting, settling for mediocrity, while others strive for greatness. Maybe it's reminding you of the potential you've been too afraid to tap into. Fear of failure, rejection, and inadequacy. It's all there, lurking behind the green-eyed monster. And if you're brave enough to confront it, jealousy can become a mirror, showing you where you've been holding back and where you need to push harder. Jealousy, when stripped down, is a powerful motivator. It can fuel a fire within you, one that forces you to examine your weaknesses, confront your insecurities, and rise above your limitations. It's not about competing with others. It's about realizing that the very things that trigger your envy are clues to your own untapped potential. Jealousy doesn't have to destroy you. It can drive you. It can push you to transform, to evolve, to become something greater than you are today. Instead of allowing jealousy to control you, learn to master it. Let it ignite a ruthless desire within you, not to tear others down, but to build yourself up. Use it as a catalyst to push past your fears, to outwork your insecurities, and to chase the version of yourself you've always known you could be. Recognize that the achievements of others do not diminish your own potential. Instead, let their success be a reminder that there's more for you to accomplish, more for you to become. By facing your jealousy head-on, you can reclaim control. You can cultivate relationships built on mutual respect and trust, rather than resentment and insecurity. You can learn to genuinely celebrate the successes of others, secure in the knowledge that their victories have no bearing on your path. And in doing so, you'll develop the kind of self-awareness that strips jealousy of its power over you. You'll see it for what it is, a reminder of what you still have to fight for. Jealousy is just the beginning. It's the spark that can ignite something far more dangerous or something profoundly transformative. It all depends on how you wield it. Most people allow jealousy to fester, to poison their minds, turning them into bitter, resentful shells of who they once were. They cling to their envy, nurturing it until it consumes every thought, every interaction. It's a slow decay, one that eats away at relationships, self-worth, and even ambition. But you don't have to be one of them. You don't have to be the person who lets jealousy strip away everything good in life. Instead, what if you flipped the script? What if you stopped running from that uncomfortable feeling and began using it as a tool, a scalpel, to carve out your weaknesses and forge new strengths? Jealousy reveals your gaps, the places where you haven't been putting in the work, the areas of your life where you've been coasting, pretending that mediocrity is enough. It's not. You know it. I know it. But most people would rather avoid the discomfort of facing their shortcomings than use jealousy to sharpen themselves into something greater. What is jealousy really trying to tell you? Is it whispering that you're not pushing yourself hard enough? Is it shouting that you've settled for less than you deserve? Every pang of jealousy is a signal, a call to action. It's your mind begging you to take a hard look at the life you're living and the life you could be living. Those feelings of inadequacy don't have to define you. They can push you toward mastery, toward a relentless pursuit of excellence. You see, those people you envy, the ones whose success stirs up that familiar feeling in your gut, they aren't better than you. They're just proof of what's possible when you stop making excuses and start demanding more from yourself. They've walked the same path of doubt and fear, but they've chosen to use those emotions as fuel rather than chains. The truth is, the only difference between them and you is the mindset with which you approach the grind. Every time jealousy rears its ugly head, you have a choice. Let it defeat you, or let it drive you. Let it push you to work harder, smarter, to dig deeper into the core of who you are and what you're capable of. Most people fear the darkness within themselves. They fear the emotions they don't fully understand, but not you. You have the potential to embrace the darkness, to use it as a tool for growth and power. Because here's the secret no one tells you. Jealousy, like any emotion, is neutral. It only becomes dangerous when you don't control it, when you let it control you.